We've been working at the Kennedy Center since 1992. We've had the pleasure of renovating the three major theaters on the main level, the Concert Hall, the Opera House, and the recently completed Eisenhower Theater. Our first effort that I think most people would recognize was the renovation of the Concert Hall. It was a terrific project on many levels. It was the first project that the Kennedy Center had undertaken as its own agency. We were doing construction inside the building for the first time since it had opened in 1971, so there were a significant number of concerns about the noise that we were going to generate and how that was going to affect the other theaters and the people that worked in the building. The Americans with Disabilities Act had recently been passed, and one of our charges was to make the theater accessible. Charles Krauthammer wrote a column a couple days after he had gone in and talked about how we had absolutely done that right, and that if you weren't in a wheelchair, you wouldn't know that you weren't somebody else because you went into the theater the same way and sat in the same place and left the theater the same way. And I think that really established our reputation at the Kennedy Center and led us to, in the early 2000s, completing the renovation of the Opera House, and just in the last year, completing the renovation of the Eisenhower Theater. The Eisenhower Theater was particularly challenging. It's smaller than the other three houses, so trying to make the improvements that needed to be made had to be made in much tighter spaces, requiring a significant amount of design thought and coordination and collaboration with our engineering partners and our client. The project recently won a presidential citation for sustainability from the Washington, D.C. chapter of the American Institute of Architects. I used to believe that all architects were the same. Wasn't quite sure what differentiated one from the other, except maybe for the type of work they did or the style of the work that they did. And one of the rewarding things from the Concert Hall project at the Kennedy Center for me was when the project executive pulled me aside and congratulated us on a job well done, and expressed his pleasure with the fact that we hung with him no matter how difficult things got. He knew he could count on us, and he knew he could depend on us. And I must have had a puzzled look on my face, because he said, "Larry, you don't understand. Not everybody is that way."